Hello and welcome to the ORCA pod and our coverage of Sydney Survivor, the fourth best LRG which has been released to date. We've had some fantastic coverage so far, a 3-hour deep dive and an interview with the winner, Sam Green. And tonight, of course, is the show that everyone tunes in for, the show that everyone looks forward to. It is the Tea Party with Annabel. I'll bring her in shortly and her amazing series of guests. Before I do, slight housekeeping. As always, in a week or two, the awards will be given. We'll have production on to talk about the show. That will be in 2 weeks. But next week, I have a special interview with the winner of Australian Survivor 1 and player on this show, Christy Bennett. It's going to be amazing to catch up with her and find out why in the hell a real player like her would play something like this after the fact. But that is next week. Right now, we have a raft of exciting guests to share with you. Very excited to bring them in. But first of all, let me bring in the host of the Tea Party, as always, Annabel. Welcome.
Hi, CK. I'm feeling skanky, which is appropriate because we're here to talk about Sydney. I would ask many questions. I wouldn't just ask, why did Christy play this? I would ask, why do any of us participate in this? And I would also say, I'm pretty sure you and I covered this season extensively, potentially less than a year ago. So why would we need another 4 hours, maybe 5 hours now with extended coverage of it again a year later? But I would never actually ask that because, of course, we needed this deep dive. We've got such fabulous guests.
Well, I think the true answer to the question is we have to do it so we can get to doing our own season and talking about ourselves for 6 hours.
Yeah, appropriate.
That's why. We haven't got to our season yet. That's going to be a top 3
season. I will be
season.
interviewing myself for an hour.
Yes, it will be amazing. It'll be incredible. It'll be like that Paul Rudd, moment.
Yes. I don't get the reference, but sure.
Look it up. But look at us, how great we are, interviewing each other. Yeah.
It's stunning.
So I will depart. You will take over. Really excited if you're catching up. This is the biggest tea party we've had yet. 4 guests. Will you be able to handle all these egos?
Babe, we've learned, look at you. You're my friend. I am the queen ego massager. I cannot be smothered. And I'm stoked because I genuinely love everyone who we've got here tonight. And the first person who I would love to bring in is actually dialing in from the morning. Some would say the hottest player on Sydney Survivor. I would say there was a lot of stiff competition, but I think it could be true. Oh my God, Joseph, it's 5:30 a.m. Babe, love you.
Good morning.
We live. Oh, and you gave yourself a thumbs up accidentally. Living
excellent. Well, that's the perfect introduction that I needed.
Stunning. Thank you so much for joining us. Also joining us, we have the queen of Facebook. She's out there. She's moderating all the Facebook mums, popping off, giving their opinions. It's the Queen Michelle.
Hi.
We love you, Facebook mums. Never stop.
Well, yeah, I'm just hot off watching Amazing Race. So, yeah.
We love it. Okay. This man, he's gorgeous. I won't make inappropriate comments because he's only 12 years old. It's Ethan.
Hi, guys. I am, in fact, now 16, so...
Oh, baby's growing up. Now,
Thank
have
you
you
so
got
much.
veneers since I last saw you? Because your teeth are looking extra fabulous.
My teeth always look good, Annabelle. Just brush twice a day and you can be exactly like me.
Sounds like fake news. Okay, I am literally obsessed with this girl. When I saw her, I was like, that is me if I was really, really hot. Leah!
Wow, what a compliment. Thank you.
Hi, Gorge. Okay.
Hi, Gorge.
We are here. And I just want to preface this by saying I don't really care about all of your amazing strategic moves. I really only care about the gossip. And even though I did watch this a year ago, I have forgotten a lot of the tiny details. So I might need you to help me with some of those. Fortunately, CK has supplied me with a list of questions. We love you, CK. You do so much heavy lifting for me while I give the least. All right, let's start off with the big thing about Sydney Survivor, and that was that we had a celebrity on the season, Michelle. You were very worried that everyone was going to identify you. You're like, yeah, I'm kind of an influencer.
I'm not an influencer at all.
The Facebook moms mob me on the street. They can't get enough. Once you rocked up and you saw Christy Bennett was there, did that slightly lower your concerns?
No, because I knew she was playing. I was the only one who knew she was playing, only because I mentioned something to her and she mentioned something to me without realizing she shouldn't have. And I realized that we were both playing then. So when she turned up, I had to act surprised.
Did you make an influencer alliance, cross-team alliance?
I always thought I would team up with Christy anyway, if we were on the same tribe. Yeah.
Ethan, you did actually team up with Christy. Let me scroll down to that question. Give me a moment. How did it feel that you had this special 3-person alliance? You're there with Celeb Christy, which you probably didn't even realize because I don't think you'd even seen the show.
No.
No clue. Okay, you're there. Yeah. Go.
It was kind of hard. It just felt like, I guess everyone knew who she was, which was fun and exciting, but there was so much going on that it didn't matter. It didn't worry me. Although the 3-person alliance, very iconic. Very proud to be a part of the Bullabara 3 with Maddie P, big icon, and Christy Bennett, even bigger icon. So I just felt privileged to be part of such an amazing group of people while also willing to cut Christy's throat whenever I needed to.
I mean, they're now both Survivor winners. Would you say you're kind of like the Luke Toki of Survivor, where you're always there, you're always iconic, but it's always your bestie who wins?
Yeah, probably. I will never win one of these games. I just won't. It just will never. I could play 100 times and never win. I would have to win final immunity from 8 onwards. Honestly, I just probably have to. But I'm definitely that guy whose friends win instead of themselves, and I'm fine with that.
Same girl, same, but I failed PE, so I'm even more fucked than you are. Okay, sure, iconic alliance, but when you watched it back, you found out that Christy didn't trust either of you, was planning on stabbing you in the back as soon as she could.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Good question. That was surprising. I was kind of shocked in my own little head of reality. I was like, oh yeah, we're friends. We're good. We're good.
So Matt didn't regret buying the custom pops, even though they were really expensive.
Look, Matt might have been like, rewind a bit, but no, I think obviously in the game, Christy was like, yeah, these boys need to go, probably me over Matt, which is completely fair. And then after the game, just besties from there. But no, Matt doesn't regret that. Very shocking that Christy was like with the girls more than she was with the boys. Obviously, yeah, I just had no idea what I was doing. So to find that out while watching the episode, I was quite surprised. But I mean, Christy's a winner of Australian Survivor, so she knows what the fuck she's doing.
It just sucks, doesn't it, when women stick together and they're always pushing men down to the bottom.
It's fucking awful, Annabel. It's awful. You don't understand what it's like to be me. It's awful.
Oh, so oppressed. Speaking of oppressed babes, Leah. People were just not like, you have incredible vibes. We've met each other. I would literally die for you. I'm not going to have real children, but I don't need to because you are my child. What was with your super toxic tribe not recognizing that positive energy?
I know, it's like a little bit boring, hey? Like,
Yeah.
I was just thinking about this, I really have to play up that annoying bimbo. At the end of the day, I knew we were getting nothing if I wasn't constantly yapping. So I was really looking out for production and my own screen time,
You were a yapper. From my memory, were you and Joseph like semi-close and then there was a falling out, or is that a false memory?
Probably a bit of a false memory, but if you want there to be drama, we can totally say that we had a falling out.
No, okay, but I don't mean like a falling out, but then like Joseph immediately flipped
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
and tried viciously to shove you under the bus. I mean, that's
Fair
kind of
play.
drama.
Fair play.
Yeah, no, but he's like hotter than me, as we mentioned. So I think, again, from a production standpoint, totally fair to put himself in.
Yeah, in fairness, Joseph is objectively hotter than all of us, so.
That's skin, right? Water, sunscreen, Botox, Holy Trinity.
It's incredible.
Botox?
No, not you, me.
Oh.
Let's just like touch on that. We're getting a little bit further in, Joseph. You were, I knew you were going to be incredible. As soon as I saw that you were on the cast, I was like, yes, this is everything I wanted. I remembered your video from Perjury. Your like the one where you're like zipping up the boots, and it lives rent free in my mind, guys. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. You think it's this like sexy woman getting out of bed with fishnet stockings, like zipping up the boot, strut. All of a sudden, dramatic reveal, it's Joseph. And you've got to understand this is in the context of everybody else's video giving absolutely nothing. So you were the spice of the tribe, but you got swap screwed with Leah and Shane. And your first instinct was to immediately throw them under the bus to save yourself. Is this just like how you operate? What was going on there?
I definitely think I haven't ever been played these. I'm still like half asleep. My flight or fight reaction is to not just throw people under the bus, but be the bus driver myself. And make sure I wait for them to like walk slowly across the crossing before I go 80 kilometers in a 40 zone during school time. And I think when I thought I was swap screwed, but then I saw that I was with Leah, who would get down, President, take a bullet for me at that point in the game, and also Shane, who was just blissfully unaware that he was actually even in a season of Survivor in the amphitheater in the Blue Mountains, was actually a blessing. And I felt immediately safe after maybe like 5 minutes of going into that tribe swap. So I kind of pretended that I did feel a bit swap screwed in front of everyone, but with the cameras by myself and just in my head, I was like, you know what? This is sweet to merge. I'm fine.
I was quite critical of Shane. If I remember, I said being a masseuse was a big red flag and that he reminds me of my dog park sex pest. But I also remember being reassured constantly that Shane is super lovely and never once offered you an unsolicited massage. Can we just reconfirm that for the listeners?
That is confirmed.
Stunning. We love you, Shane. I'm so sorry. A little bit. Joseph, I just want to unpack that a little bit. So, like, what was I know that you played an org, and that particular org goes forever. What was your sort of experience playing these kind of games before you went in, and how did that inform what you did?
So I had done like that Perjury one, and I think I came like 22nd in that one. That was a hard pill to swallow, but I really kind of grabbed life by the balls when I did that one. And even though I was only in 2 episodes, just to give you an idea, at the end of season episode awards, I actually won best story arc out of just 2 episodes compared to people that played a whole season. That's the kind of like
icon
I gave. And it was a good lesson to have a bit of restraint. And so I came into this wanting to actually restrain my eagerness to want to play and kind of like play a huge game. But I think given the placement that I got, I still slightly struggled with my acceleration, deceleration aspects of my game. But it's definitely a marketed improvement than before.
Yes. Speaking of people who can't take their foot off the accelerator, Ethan, you didn't really watch the show, let alone,
I watched
do
the
any
show. I watched the show.
nerdy games before.
Yeah, I watched 30 seasons in about 6 months and then played Sydney Survivor, and I've watched about 3 seasons since then.
Love that.
Yeah.
But since then, you've gone on to play another nerd game overseas and rode your hot girl privilege quite far.
I did. I actually did. Yeah, I was very impressed with myself about that one.
Yeah, can we talk about what lessons you learned from Sydney that helped you excel overseas, or was it purely just being hot and Australian? I didn't watch it. Spoiler alert.
I don't think anything could have prepared me for surviving Real Foot. It's just a completely different beast. It's by far the hardest Survivor LRG there is in America. If you want to suffer and like just hate yourself, you should probably go play it. I think I definitely wanted to dial back the crazy a little bit. Sydney Survivor, it was just, chicken with, the head cut off, running around. Like I was just figuring shit out. I didn't know what to do, but I just knew I didn't want to go home. And and I was just like saying things left and right, like who cares, doesn't matter, and not really taking a second to think. So I think just learning from that mistake and just trying to like process and think about things a little bit more before I make a move. Did I do that in Real Foot? Not really. Kind of fucked myself a little bit, but like still ultimately made it pretty far, and just sort of suffered through that game.
What I'm hearing is you learnt nothing, but you excel at self-loathing, and that was a real skill.
I learned to dial it back a little bit, just a little bit, and I did I used my Aussie accent to my best of the ability, and I just played with the gays. There was just everyone in the cast was gay, literally everyone. So just trying to use my accent to my advantage, and just get in with the gays, make them love me, and just go from there.
I was doing an exit interview with someone from Traders New Zealand recently, and he said to me, Annabel, don't take this the wrong way, but why is everybody who watches these shows gay? And I was like, babe, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
Competition reality is home of the queers, okay?
Yeah.
Start pandering to us more. Michelle, you give me like org queen vibes. Had you ever done like an org or a mini or anything before you did this? Or just a big fan?
Yeah, I've done orgs since 2011. Yeah.
Okay. You're an old hat.
She invented the term.
And yeah, literally. Before the internet was invented. We just used to do it on MSN.
No, I've only ever done it on Facebook and a couple of other. Yeah, I don't know what they were.
So how did that inform? I mean, you did really well. You got all the way to the end. What do you think was the most helpful or prepared you the best for this experience?
Well, in all the orgs I've ever played, I get an alliance right off the bat. Usually form a really strong alliance in the first day of an org. With Sydney Survivor, I wanted it formed in the first hour. And you know what? I'm big on the social game, and I know that if I don't bed that down early, then it's really hard to form a connection because other people have formed connections, and you just got to get in there fast.
Yeah, from my recollection, you were really the Regina George of your tribe. Like, you were sitting on top, leading your little clique. And when it came down to deciding who was going to be number 6, the choice was between Joseph and Leah. As Danny says in the chat, Joseph was very wanted by the Blue Tribe, and from memory, that was mainly driven by you. Again, I'm making this up based on my very foggy memories. I party hard. What was it about Joseph that appealed to you?
I thought he was less of a loose cannon. I don't know. I felt like I could trust what he would say and do more than Leah, only because Leah was so outgoing and, loved to chat. And I thought she could go any way. And I felt like Joseph, I could keep onto one path easier than I could Leah.
What I'm hearing, Leah, is that everyone was really jealous you are a literal model.
Yes.
Who did you want to work with, Leah, in the game? Like, if everyone was absolutely obsessed with you, as they should have been, who would have been your, like, top picks?
From the start, I was definitely in love with Joe and Maddie P. Just their skin, love. I liked Ethan until he voted me that first tribal council. So no, but yeah, no, I was keen. Probably all those men, crazily enough, because also Luke. I really wanted to work with Luke.
Oh, I remember Luke. He was the hot one, right?
Yeah, he's cute.
Oh, we love
They're
him.
all pretty cute though, so it's really
everyone.
tough.
I know. I've said everyone's really hot. It's because they are. Actually, that's what's not.
Ethan, after the fact, I was like, yeah, at the start I thought you were cute and I wanted to work with you, and then you wrote my name down, so cut that off. Worked with the other cuties like Joe.
Honestly, my worst fear, I mean, other than accidentally bullying people, was that I would not be in the Hot People Alliance. I couldn't imagine anything more embarrassing. So that was a big priority for me as well.
Annabel, I just thought, I also have to say that in orgs, I tend to align with guys more than girls. And I find I don't know, I find they're easier to trust. I find that girls backstab me more than guys do. So I think it was quite unusual that I teamed up with Danny so early, and I felt a connection with Danny because usually I'm with guys.
It's interesting you say that. I think women are less inclined to buy your bullshit and recognize when you're threatening more. Obviously I gravitate towards the women, but I have never ever been blindsided or backstabbed in any game I've ever played with a man. But I never really trust them because, like, who would? Disgusting. All right, Ethan.
Leading into that, yep, here we go. Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of. What was the plan when you threatened Joseph with idling out Shane, who was tied to Joseph apparently? What did you expect Joseph to do with that information?
No plan. No plan. The thing is, I thought I had a fucking idol. This is where we start the problem.
Yeah. Yes.
I assume I have an idol which I haven't looked at because I'm an idiot. And I think I'm going home, and there's no time between rounds. So figuring how to get yourself off the chopping block, you just have to do something. And what I did was the opposite of saving myself. It was making an enemy in Joseph. But my idea was I want Joseph on my side. I'm letting you know, Joseph. No, this was genuinely what I was trying to do. Is I wanted to work with Joseph. So the plan was, hey, I have an idol. I don't want you to go home. I'm letting you know I'm playing it because I don't want to go home. But by me playing it, that affects you. So if you can save yourself, please do it. However, it came off as, Joseph, I'm playing my idol, you're fucked. That's how it sort of came off. And it just ruined any chance I had with working with Joseph. But the plan was to try and still work with Joseph while also trying to save myself. And it just came across as just like, Joseph, I don't want to work with you. I want you gone. I'm playing my idol for myself. And it was just I just fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it referred to as a hate crime. I don't know if I would go that far, but
I wouldn't go that far. It's definitely not a hate crime.
Joseph, how did you receive that? Like, what did you feel Ethan was expecting you to do?
So at that point, Shane had told me that he had the legacy advantage. So in the back of my mind, I knew that I wasn't actually in trouble, but I kind of wanted Ethan to see me squirm a little bit, so there was some believability there, I guess. And I think we're also forgetting that in this conversation, Christy was right next to us as well, which I think played a factor. And I was trying to get her to come up with something. I didn't kind of want to come up with the plan. I was kind of like, well, fuck, what do you want me to do? And trying to get either Ethan or Christy to actually come up with a plan other than Ethan saying, I'm going to play this idol that's in my pocket and you're going to go. But like you said, the rounds were quite quick and I don't think the conversation really got to anything other than that. And then when that kind of grenade blew off, we basically scrambled. Yeah.
Stunning. Did you believe Ethan had an idol?
I did, because he showed me the outline in his pants, and he was not happy to see me.
Joseph, don't word it like that.
That's exactly
Word
what
it
it
like
looked like. Well, it didn't look like that, but like it was round. And it was very convincing. Like, I was like, you can't have just picked up, I don't know, a Pringles can lid and just shoved it in your pants. Like,
Short but girthy, very girthy.
Annabel.
Okay,
He's
all right.
only 16.
Yeah,
I know.
That's a hate
Sorry.
crime.
Oh, arrest me. We're jumping all over the place, but Leah, I wanted to go back to you. Controversially, you were like very frightened of butterflies. I get that. Like, I have a lot of irrational fears as well. Did you want to unpack that a little bit for us?
I don't know where it came from. It exists. Yeah, there's not really much tea to it. They're kind of devilish.
I thought it was a shit question as well, but CK put it down, so I thought maybe it was relevant.
I mean, they're kind of like women, right? Like the pretty ones are like the deadly ones. And I just feel like that's very on brand. So
mood. You did pull an amazing move, though, on Amanda. Talk to us how you pulled that one off, because I don't remember.
Yeah, that was just obviously with my natural wit and charm, like just send it down the line. No, but as someone who really respects the game and some of those moves, it was just more like, you know what, we've got one day. I really didn't want Ethan or Shane to go home. They were the only two people with advantages. How freaking boring, again, from a production standpoint, to send someone with an advantage home first. Like, we're here for a day. Let's see some shit happen. So once I sort of thought, I've had my name come up, let's send this lady home, because she's like telling everyone what the hell to do. And I don't want to be involved in that. So yeah, I just managed to do that on the walk-in. Like, why don't we do this? And
I remember this now. You just like sort of whispered, and then all of a sudden everyone was like, oh yeah, I guess we're just voting out Amanda now. Wild.
Yeah, it really started with just myself and Shane, and then sort of grabbed Matt and Joseph, and then sort of they passed it on to Jazz and Merlene.
Okay, speaking of Shane, this is for you, Joseph and Leah, and honestly, this question's so convoluted. We might need to go through this a couple of times. So CK and I assume Jules and Danny, is Danny doing the podcast as well? They've been playing a little hypothetical. I think it's CK and Jules. They've been playing a little hypothetical throughout their coverage, where at the round before the merge, Shane, this is a completely alternate universe we're in now, okay? So bear with me. Shane actually understands the game, okay? And he uses his advantages. He understands the game, he understands his advantages, and he's going to use them as follows, all right? He's going to use his extra vote, so it's a 4-4 red versus blue, plus an idol on himself. This would leave Leah and Shane immune on a rock draw. The question would then be...
And Danny.
Okay, sure. The question would be, would you A, go with Shane's plan? Someone fill me in on what that was. Or B, Joe, would you go to rocks for Leah? But Leah's immune on the rock draw. That makes no sense. Joe, would you go to rocks? Or would you go along with Shane's plan?
Do we know what Shane's plan is?
It's to play his extra vote
Oh,
and then
right.
idol himself.
So he plays his extra vote. It's 4 on Leah, 4 on Danny.
Yeah.
Then it's a revote. The extra vote counts. It's 4-4 again. Yeah, right. Okay.
I feel like if we're in the hypothetical where Shane is in this universe where he does understand the game, I think at this point there's a really good chance that he could have actually voted me because he sees Sam, Michelle, and Denny all wanting to work with me, and then he's like, hang on a sec, at merge, that's a terrible position for me. So I think he could have actually, instead of targeted any one of them, could have easily flipped it onto me and got me out, maybe. On the rocks question, the purist in me would have loved to have gone to a rocks, but I think this being the first LRD that I participated in and wanting to at least make merge, I maybe think in the moment I probably would not have had. But if I play another one, I kind of low-key would like to go to rocks because that's kind of fun.
Okay, hot. Have you gone on to play an international season as well, Joseph?
I have.
Oh, what did you do? Talk to us about that.
So it's currently airing at the moment on YouTube. It's called Marooned. I don't know whether I can. No, I can't say that. But there's been some politics about the ownership of the LRG, but that's for them.
Oh my God, there's a running theme.
Time, not me. And that was in the forests of East Vancouver, and I did that last year in August, and that was a 6-day game, and that was a lot of fun. I lost, I want to say, like 4 kilos because when I thought they said they were going to give us rations, we did not really get any food whatsoever. There were coyotes at night. It was technically bear season, so it was like full out in the nature. But thankfully, for being a first season, there wasn't as many. I won't say fans, but I'm not a big guy, but like I was probably one of the most physical ones there.
Oh, we love playing these games in America.
Well, recently time, I was an alternate for Real Foot with Ethan and Maddie P's season, so there could have been 3, but I had to unfortunately decline just because of logistics and travel with the alternate position, unfortunately. But that could have been fun.
That would have been iconic.
Fucking mental.
That would have been a gag. I would have showed up and like, why the fuck are you guys here?
Yeah, I would have lost my shit.
I wonder how that would have influenced the Maddie P. Ethan thing, Joe. Would you have worked with them?
I would have worked with Maddie P.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Nah, come on.
I should say though, for anyone that's watching that's an Australian, they're thinking of flying all the way over to the US or another country to do an LRG. At least obviously do one of the ones that's longer. But I highly recommend it because you can ride the international card for a bit. People are not going to be like, we're not going to vote out this person first. They just flew 24 hours to get here. I just came down the road.
I mean, maybe I think Luke and
Backyard Survivor.
Yeah,
they did Survival Challenge last year.
Survival Challenge.
I was also meant to, but I had to pull out. It was just really
Yes, I heard about that as well. Got out fairly early. I think like you can definitely write it out for like the first 1 or 2 votes, but after that, it's like you're gonna go. Like if you're not in the group, you gotta go. But I agree with Joseph. I strongly recommend if people have a big urge to like do something like at least 5+ days, maybe 6, 7, or 8. Definitely play an American LRG. I don't know how your experience was, Joseph, with the one that's airing at the moment, but I played with a bunch of assassins. These people, like, they'd all played LRGs before. They all knew what the fuck they were doing. They all knew people who were playing. It's like top tier. It's like the experience.
Except the experience doesn't usually include a group of 18 people who are already friends.
There only a few people that knew each other. Like max, like someone would know 2 other people, right? So you still had a little disadvantage. I mean, I knew Maddie P, but
I mean, you went in with your ride or die, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so, like, you know, and other people did as well. But regardless, like it does affect the game, obviously, but like it doesn't really matter. I just think you should do it for the experience. And I mean, I had the best time. I made so many friends.
I would say if you can do it, to tell people so we can set a GoFundMe up. So
yeah, and also make sure the rest of the cast is hot because you don't want to do that and then not get a showmance.
True. Do it single. Yeah. You don't want to fucking showmance. Annabelle, these are Survivor people. You don't.
You're right.
Like,
They're never going to. If they've not got laid by now, it's not going to start then.
I'm trying to think of connections that people had in Sydney Survivor because I don't think it was a very heavily incestuous LRG season.
No.
I knew JT from a previous org, which he had also been voted out first, unfortunately. And I noticed him when I came, like, oh, I know him. Oh, I hope he doesn't know me. But we ended up on different tribes, thank God, and not have to worry about that. Obviously, mostly everyone knew Christy, but I'm not sure if anyone else knows of any actual connection between contestants.
Myself, John Tan, and Luke played on the same org season of one of the hosts' previous orgs.
Oh, okay.
You were an auger as well, Leah. I thought you were normal.
The host of this, I've only ever played their games until recently. Okay. So all 3 of the games I'd ever played, I'd actually played with Luke. So Luke played my first season, my All-Stars season, and then this.
On that, your cast seems to be one of the closest casts I know. I mean, I don't really know that many casts, but when I chat to them on these tea parties, right, no one's really still in touch or besties or whatever. You guys seem to like fly around to see each other and go to each other's birthday parties, and you fly to the States to play games together. Like, what do you think it is about your cast that has made you close? Is it because you're a lot of normal people? Like, what's the tea there?
And we're all really hot.
Yeah, it is a hot cast.
I think it's just like we played the game, but I feel like we were all able to just like enjoy the experience together regardless of what happened and who won and who came this and who did what, and just get to know each other outside the game as people. Because like I know this sounds dumb, but I didn't even know, like, for example, Matt was gay until after the game, right?
That's
so it's
so
like
sweet, Han.
Right. So it's just like my point is just like just getting to know people for who they are, and then we all just like, wow, we're actually
the
really
foundation wasn't a giveaway.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we all just like each other as people, and we all just became friends, and we were all like very down to just like hang out and do stuff. Obviously, it's been 2+ years. I haven't seen Michelle in ages. I haven't. Obviously, Joseph lives on the other side of the world. I see Leah like once every 4 months. I don't know. Like,
you were at my house a month ago.
Yeah, I was at Leah, but for the first time in forever.
You were away for like 8 weeks. Lies and fabrications.
But we all get behind each other.
I think there wasn't any. You know, in some orgs you can have really big weirdos. And we didn't have any of that. Like I saw Christy, Danny, Sam like a month ago, and some of the production people. I don't know. We just regularly like to just get together, and we're generally like Leah's sort of like me when I was her age, you know. I don't know. Ethan could be like my child. He's got his head screwed on the right way. He's a down-to-earth guy. Joseph, I love Joseph. He like performed at Mardi Gras at this most amazing dance routine. I just love the people and who they are. And I think we all sort of respect each other, even though, you try to vote each other out.
I would like to say for the tea, everyone is still completely in contact except for one stray egg. So I think that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge.
I love that. That's really cute. And Michelle just gave us a bit of a final tribal council speech. So on that, you said in your actual final tribal speech that your preferred final three was yourself, Ethan, and Lizzie.
Oh, I would have loved that.
You had all the power you needed to save Ethan with your idol at Final Five and didn't. So were you just pandering for his vote? Like, explain, please.
No, I never pander for votes. No, that's not me. I just thought I would have more of a chance against Lizzie, who didn't really have a game. And Ethan was just such a wild card and crazy. And he was all over the shop that I thought I'd have more of a chance against those two.
So, like, Lizzie, who was third boot, did you ever have a secret alliance with her, or you just thought she was beatable and that's where that was? Okay, cute. All right.
She was beatable, yeah.
She was beatable. Speaking of beatable, you were unbeaten, Ethan. You were the first ever winner and the namesake of the prestigious Bromilow medal. Okay? How has that changed your life, would you say, for the better?
Wow.
And how would you feel if you don't win it for a second time this time round?
I mean,
love
how
it's got his name. I love that it's his name.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. Leah doesn't, because it gives me a big head. But I mean, how has it not changed my life, Annabel? Since then, I've gone on to stardom in my life, doing big and bold and brave things. It's just excelled me as a person to have this named after me. I have the utmost confidence within myself. I've never felt more powerful. I've never felt more just like
You survived
honestly,
real foot.
It's like, it's just incredible to have this named after me. I forget what it actually means, but it's just, yeah.
Do you think that that's maybe why you didn't win Survivor Real Foot? Was it because everyone had heard of you and your Bromilow medal fame and they were a little bit threatened by you?
Yeah, they were threatened by me. No, I got out in Real Foot because of one alliance. I was actually considered extremely weak in the game, which was perfect, which was what I was trying to do. But the one boring ass alliance just didn't vote each other out. So
Ew, I hate that.
Yeah, they went to the final 6 together and then culled themselves from there. I was just trying to be a weak dead dog and just get dragged to the end.
Was that shade on Maddie P, who was part of that alliance and I believe won?
No, that's not shade on Maddie P. That's shade on the other boring people because Maddie P won. So ultimately it was a good outcome. It was ultimately the best outcome. I would rather see Maddie P win than me win. Like I don't really care to win. I really don't. Like, I went to play Surviving Real Foot to like struggle, to be out in the bush for as long as I could, to like hopefully find an idol and play it for someone, which didn't happen, or like just push myself and just, see what limits I could reach as a person. Winning was just like whatever. So the fact that Matt won was like awesome. And I absolutely advocated for him.
Unrelatable content. Though also, ladies, it is cheaper than Ozempic, even with the international flights. Maddie likes to suggest that he convinced you to play the safety without power on him. Was that his move or yours?
That was definitely my move. No. Matt can go yeah, it's definitely my move. I was always playing it. I had just asked him whether he wanted me to give it to him so he could play it for himself, or if he wanted me to play it for him. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck I should do. I asked him, and he's like, no, you should play it for me. And I was like, all right. But I was always like going to play it either for him or just give it to him. So I guess I kind of put the ball in Matt's court of like asking him the question, like, what do you think I should do? But what do you think I should do? Play it for you, option one, or you play it for yourself? Whereas those are both my choices. Like I get to choose whether I play it for him or I give it to him. So it was 100% my move. I just wanted to see what his opinion was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, final CK question. Other than winning the Bromilow medal, was beating Shane at quoits the greatest moment of your life?
Oh my God, I fucking suck at quoits. I don't give a shit about quoits. I sucked at quoits. It was actually embarrassing that I almost lost to a 47-year-old masseuse at quoits from about 1 meter away. It was almost, it's almost as embarrassing as playing a idol nullifier as an idol. So,
look, Shane, very good with his hands, so don't undersell that man.
True, my bad.
All
But
right,
I'm 12.
now we get to
Typically, that's the things that I do in my spare time.
Okay, now for the Annabel questions. So, like, very incestuous community, as we know. Have there been any post-season hookups? Any scissoring? Any off-screen scissoring? Oh, Leah.
I decline to comment. It's not my business.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it here first. There was definitely spicy hookups, but not with any of you. What about petty dramas? Are any of you bit of jurors still holding a grudge?
I have one person from the cast blocked on all forms of social media.
Hot.
Slay.
I respect that.
Slay. Actually, I think someone else has this same person blocked. Someone else from our cast has this same person blocked everywhere. So, slay.
Obsessed.
I need to know this.
This person knows that they're blocked, though. So it's not really tea.
Well, yeah, they try and find you and they just can't find you.
Leah deleted social media, I think.
Wow.
I'm not anywhere.
All right, what about you, Michelle? Are we holding grudges? You got 3 votes, I think, at the final tribal council. Do we hate all of the people who didn't vote for you?
No. Danny didn't even vote for me, but that's okay. I said something questionable about her at final tribal, so that's fine.
Oh, what did you say?
I just said that I wouldn't. I think I said that I wouldn't have her at the final tribal with me, but I don't know why I said that. I actually would, but because I picked those other 2 people, I think she felt weird that I picked those people and not her. But I was just picking my 2 that I think I could win against.
You were like, I think Ethan and Lizzie suck the most. That was compliment. You didn't want to be there with her.
Yeah.
According to Danny, that's not why. Okay. All right. Sure, Danny. You've been off in the Cayman Islands.
That's not my watch. What did I say wrong? No, I don't hate anybody. I hope no one hates me.
No one hates you, Michelle. If anyone hates you, it's a them problem.
You all love each other. We get it. Boring. Hate it.
Yeah, it's really gross how lovely we all are.
Yeah.
Mostly all of us.
Yeah. It's all right. I don't know. Maybe I'll sleep with somebody on the cast, cause some drama, and Leah, and then you'll all be super jealous.
Yeah,
and we can have a falling out that way.
Then you'll be invited to all the events we do anyway, so you'd be part of the cast anyway.
I respectfully decline, but. Okay, any moments from the season that didn't make it to air that you wish they did, Joseph?
No, not necessarily, but I want to take this opportunity because every time there's been a little bit of a deep dive in our season, I always cop some shit from CK for the one line that I said about, I'm going to take Christy to the end and I'm going to win. And he always makes fun of me for that. But having thought about it, I still stand by it. And I still think I would have won had I brought Christy to the end, despite what he thinks.
Yeah, you know what? This is always a safe space to dunk on CK. I see your reasoning, babes. Like, does she need to win a second time? Do we need to bring in a celebrity and give her the win? Is that your reasoning? Is that why you thought you would win?
That was definitely part of it. Definitely being the kind of like lawyer that I am and the winner's examination champion from university, might say. I think I would have gone toe-to-toe with her from a tribal council speech perspective, and no matter how shitty my game would have been compared to hers, I think I could have polished a turd and come out with it on top. But there also would have been a third person there as well, so I don't know who that would have been had we two got to the end. Maybe it would have been Ethan. I don't know if we actually stick together after that. No.
God, so juicy.
Get Joseph on the actual show, people. The main character syndrome is main charactering, and I
someone tell David Foster that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, LinkedIn messaging him now.
Does anyone have any other hot takes they would like to share?
Hot take?
Yeah.
Not really. I would have voted for Sam.
You should have.
To win. Sorry.
Who did you vote for?
I voted for Jazz. I think on the day I was too focused on like what had happened and not looked at it from an overall lens.
Wow, you can't take that shit back.
I would have voted for Sam, but I think on the day, because I was connected more so with Jazz, that's why I voted. I voted more emotionally rather than.
That's fine.
I like that.
It's fine to vote emotionally.
All right, final question because I want to go to bed. The important one. So let's just recap the Bromilow medal criteria. Number one, okay, loud and proud. You have to have pissed somebody off within the first 2 episodes. Rub them the wrong way.
You don't piss off.
Loud and proud is it's criteria number 1. Number 2, strong arming strategy. Okay, so this means that you know the right way and you aren't afraid to bully others into doing it, say maybe threatening them with an idol. And number 3, propensity for narcissism. You need to be talking about how amazing you are in confessionals, like bit of a god complex.
I don't remember doing this.
So those are the 3 main criteria for the ORCA award, the Bromilow medal.
Nice.
And I would like each of you to nominate who you think should win the Bromilow medal. And it can't be Ethan.
Ooh.
I think I can remember who the main contenders were from last time, so no spoilers. All right, Leah, starting with you.
You know what? I'm going to go like out on a limb here and say Amanda now.
Ooh.
Because Amanda went home second, but she was strong-arming people, trying to be like, you're going to vote Shane and you're going to vote Ethan and then you're going to vote Leah. She pissed people off because she fucking sure shit pissed me off doing that. And propensity for narcissism, when she gets voted out, she's like, oh, they're idiots. So, yeah, I think Amanda, total ORCA, total Bromilow contender.
I love that. That's such a good take, Leah. You've really delivered tonight. All right, Michelle, what about you?
Sorry, no one stands up to Ethan. I can't find anyone. Yeah. I'm going through the whole cast.
There's a reason why it's named after him.
Yes.
No one with strong arming, narcissistic, or louding.
Well, I don't think he was narcissistic at all.
Thank you, Michelle.
However, this is not an insult, okay?
He was everything else and crazy. But the
Ethan
crazy
definitely
in there
spoke about how marvelous he was in the confessionals, and that's what we love. All right, Joseph, who's your nominee?
My nominee is Leah, especially if there was a pre-merge Bromilow medal, because she definitely strong-armed the Amanda vote. She definitely has propensity to narcissism because all she could talk about was a fear of butterflies, and that time she got vomited on at an airplane. And then she definitely, I think, pissed some people off that first vote as well. She definitely pissed off some of the blue to get voted off. So I think Leah is a main contender for pre-merge or
Leah-
post-merge.
I think Leah actually got runner-up when
Yeah,
we did
I
this
would
the
agree.
first time
Yeah.
around. And honestly, the orcas are usually pre-mergers, as those three traits, myself included, as a hot contender from the Bromilow medal in our upcoming
Fuck
season.
yeah.
It tends to lead us to the pre-merge. I think Ethan could be our best performing Bromilow medalist of all time. All right, Ethan, not nominating yourself and not nominating anyone who's been mentioned already. Have you got no?
I mean, I want to say Danny, but I don't really have any reason why. I just feel like,
No, I took Danny off.
yeah. So
She was quite strategic, but not necessarily a bully about it.
Yeah.
I know you're an obvious pick, Ethan. I think
so I can't say Leah or Amanda.
You can throw your backing behind Amanda or Leah if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I'd throw my backing behind myself.
That's fine.
But otherwise, probably Amanda.
Merlene and Danny in the chat are suggesting TK.
No, fucking TK.
No,
TK.
not really.
No.
TK was trying. Like, I don't think he was bullying, like strong-arming. He was begging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a side message to say that a classic Ethan quote was, "We were a season full of beta males and alpha women," and I feel like
I've never said this. Who said this? Someone's. Where was this? Who said this? I've never ever said this term in my life.
Well, I still like it anyway because
A lot of alpha women, though.
Yeah. And we love our groveling buddies. Okay, everyone, this has been the tea party. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's past my bedtime. You guys have all been legends, and we stan you, and I hope to see you all on other seasons soon.